Good afternoon, everyone. We are the group that will conceptualize cosmopolitanism and discuss its extension, intention, and operational definition. But before we conceptualize cosmopolitanism, let us know what is cosmopolitanism. Cosmopolitanism came from the Greek word cosmopolites, meaning citizens of the world. And its ideology is that every person is a citizen of this world. And those who are in this world have a responsibility towards each other. And according to Guglielmone, 2016, the ideology of cosmopolitanism was merely philosophical and had no ties with politics at all. It is simply characterized an attitude of tolerance and respect towards those who are different and acceptance of the responsibility regardless of their citizenship, cultural identity, or even physical proximity.
Extension of cosmopolitanism. The cosmopolitan concept is the idea of equality, all people that are given the right to be treated equally like everyone else, despite having a different racial or ethnic background, different sexual orientations and genders, different beliefs in religion, or more, as this practice of tolerance, open-mindedness, and acceptance would form a diverse society. An example of a society that practices cosmopolitanism is the United Arab Emirates. According to Diversity Abroad, that a majority of the population in the UAE are either expats or tourists, with only less than 20% of the population being actual citizens of the UAE, and 80% of the foreigners making up most of the country. Another article made by UNESCO, 2020, states that the UAE declared a policy that makes sure that all children in their country can afford and access education regardless of their gender, religion, language, and race, making inclusivity an encouraged practice in order to get a grasp of engagement and information with different types of cultures and ideas from all around the world. Going back with our definition of cosmopolitanism, it is the practice of tolerance and acceptance among everyone involved inside the society, making the United Arab Emirates a great example of a modern society that practices cosmopolitanism.
Cosmopolitanism intentions definitions are relativization of identity, positive recognition of others, mutual evaluation of cultures, creation of a normative world culture. Cosmopolitan views is the idea that all human beings, regardless of their political affiliation, are or can be and should be citizens of in a single community. Different versions of cosmopolitanism envision this community in different ways, some focusing on political institutions, others on moral norms or relationships, and still others focusing on shared markets or forms of cultural expression. Versions of cosmopolitanism also vary depending on the notion of citizenship they employ, including whether they use the notion of world citizenship literally or metaphorically. The philosophical interest in cosmopolitanism lies in its challenge to commonly recognize attachments to fellow citizen, the local state, partially shared cultures, and the like.
So, as for the operational definition of cosmopolitanism, cosmopolitanism is essentially, in a general and operational sense, the political ideology in where societies and individuals live together in prosperity, regardless of any kind of social or political status. The cosmopolitan political theory is branched in many ways, such as political cosmopolitanism, which applies international outlooks which are described to the context of international relations, where there is a fundamental contradiction among the moral concepts which apply to the international relations. There's also liberal cosmopolitanism, which is the attempt to universalize civic and political rights such as the classical liberal rights, the right to life, liberty, prosperity, freedom of expression, freedom from arbitrary arrest, and this form has been associated with the support for humanitarian intervention. And there's also social cosmopolitanism and others. But there are many overlapping perspectives when it comes to cosmopolitanism. What I mean by that is the identification with the world slash humanity in general, which transcends local communities, and the position of openness or tolerance towards the ideas and values of the cosmopolitan political ideology in the first place, which are the normative stance advocating cosmopolitanism and its aims and actions. But basically, cosmopolitanism is the belief that all people are entitled to opportunities, to everything and anything with equal amounts of opportunity. And it is an ideology where the concept of a superior status is non existent. So that's basically it for our presentation. Thank you.